Llamas are the only mob that can deal damage to you on peaceful mode. If you attack one or it's young, they'll become aggressive and spit at you, just the same as on a higher difficulty. Whether that's an oversight from Mojang, or sentient llamas having a bit of an attitude, that's up for you to decide. At one point, wolves were also able to become aggressive on peaceful, but this was patched out in a recent update. So I wonder if we may see the same for llamas in 1.2. Oh, and speaking of llamas, if you're riding one and you fall into a river or lake, you won't sink. You're not going to be getting anywhere particularly fast, but hey, at least your steed won't meet the same fate as many horses have done in the past. Banners may be one of the hardest things to get really good at creating in Minecraft, and for good reason. There are currently over 809 quadrillion possible combinations of banners, with all the different colors, patterns, and layers in the game. This does, of course, include a lot of duplicate designs that look the same as each other, but these won't stack and are still counted as separate designs. Mojang originally planned to add fireflies to swamps to add to the ambiance of the biome, and to give frogs a light snack. But due to fireflies being poisonous to frogs in real life, they were removed, and instead, frogs can eat small slimes and magma cubes. I'm not sure about how frogs can eat literal molten lava, but hey, maybe that's just me. But wait, if magma cubes are made of magma, how come they can swim in water totally fine? Has Mojang been lying to us all along? Parrots will imitate the sounds other mobs make, from villager noises to zombie growls, and even the wither's shrieks and shouts. So, if you're worried about being snuck up on by enemies in caves or jungles, keep one of these guys around, and they'll give a warning cry. Dolphin's Grace is one of my favorite effects in the game. Swimming with dolphins is so much fun, and there's a way to make it even better. To stop them from swimming away and you losing your speed, simply put a lead on one, and you'll be best friends forever. Lava is easily one of the most efficient ways to take out those nasty hoglins you find in the Crimson Forests. Because of how fast it flows, if you place it just in front of one that's charging you, they'll run straight into it and get slowed right down. You may be aware that the endstone texture is pretty much the same as cobblestone, just with inverted colors. But did you know the same is true for multiple blocks in the game? Bedrock is just a much higher contrast version of stone, and the diamond block is a recolored version of the gold block. Everything you knew about TNT was a lie. If you place an anvil on top of a TNT block, its blast resistance is so high it'll stop blocks from being broken. The reverse is also just as easy. Placing a sand block on top of TNT underwater will allow blocks to be destroyed, meaning you can clear out huge portions of land under the ocean easily. But what if you want to get rid of the water in the ocean? Well, of course, sponges are, without a doubt, the fastest way to do this, but they're still super slow to dry out in furnaces. So, if you're tired of this, just take a trip to the Nether, and they dry out instantly. Make sure to bring a hoe as well for quick retrieval. If you're ever looking for one of the awesome new lush caves, it's much easier to just hop up to the surface and look for an azalea tree. They're the perfect way to find them, as there'll always be a cave directly below. Just be careful with how you get down to it. While the regular horses are the fastest of our animal friends to get around on, donkeys and mules can both be equipped with chests that'll give them 15 slots of item storage. Back in the old days, this wasn't super useful, but now we have access to shulker boxes. That's over 400 stacks of blocks you can transfer easily, or bring to a building project you've got going. Llamas, however, are another step up. It's actually possible for a llama to have 15 item slots in a chest you give it. You may need to spend a good amount of time breeding llamas to get the best one possible though, especially so if you want to maximize this idea. Llamas can form a caravan of up to 10 of them, meaning they'll follow you and each other wherever you take them. This means, with the perfect setup, you could bring 4,000 stacks of blocks wherever you want. The pick block button isn't just useful in creative mode. If you're building something with a bunch of blocks and textures, sometimes 9 slots just isn't enough. But pressing middle click will instantly put whichever block you're looking at into your hand. As long as you have it in your inventory, of course. Even though wither skeletons don't take fire damage, they will try and pathfind around it. This means if you're ever being chased by them in another fortress, you can strategically light certain blocks on fire to stop them from reaching you. And while we're in the Nether fortress, I may as well tell you to bring a fishing rod as well. Remember all those pesky blazes that float away? Well, a fishing rod is a perfect solution to reel them back in, or to grab their loot if it drops out of reach. Minecarts aren't the most used mechanic in the game, but there is a way to make them slightly more convenient to set up. Putting a saddled pig in a minecart will force the minecart to travel as fast as it would on powered rails, meaning you don't need to worry about farming gold and redstone, and going to all the extra effort to wire your railway up. Taking the scary trip to the Nether for the first time in your world and don't know where to head to? The best place to go is a bastion, and there's a great way to find them easily. Change your FOV to 30, hit F3, and take a quick look around you. Whichever direction the number next to the letter E up here is the highest, is where the nearest bastion is most likely to be.